Let's work through an FX swap with a numerical example, and we'll use the same data that we've used in our previous examples. We've got the euro-dollar rate at 1.25, the euro interest rate at 0.5%, the dollar interest rate at 2.5%, and the basis is 180 over 360. And the forward price is 126.25. Let's take a customer buying and selling euro dollars for a nominal 100 million euros. They'll be buying 100 million euros spot against the dollar at 125 and selling 100 million euros forward against the dollar at 126.25. Let's look at the cash flows of this FX swap dealt at 125 pips. For the purchase of 100 million euros against dollars at 125 spot, we have these cash flows today. Receiving spot 100 million euros and paying spot $125 million. And for selling forward 100 million euros against the dollar at 126.25 in 6 months, the forward cash flows are a payment of 100 million euros and receiving forward $126.25 million. Note that the fact that we receive more dollars forward than we give spot is not a gain, but the consequence of the investor receiving euro spot and receiving a currency which is yielding far less than the dollars the investor gives. Remember, the 6-month euro rate is 0.5% and the dollar rate is 2.5%. It's precisely this difference in interest rates that neutralizes the operation. If we rearrange the cash flows by currency, we can see that the operations can be reinterpreted. For euros, we receive 100 million euros today, and there's a payment of 100 million euros forward. And for dollars, there's a payment of $125 million today, and we receive $126.25 million forward. So we have a 100 million euro loan crossed with a $125 million investment. And here are the two basis swap borrowing transactions. The only difference comes from the fact that the amount on both euro legs is the same. So the cash flows in euros will match those of a 100 million euro loan at a 0 rate of interest, while the investment will match those of a loan at a rate of the difference between the dollar and the euro rates. Be careful though, as we saw that for supply and demand reasons, the rates on one currency is more in demand than on another currency. We then say that there's a basis spread on the basis swaps. Imagine that the basis swap in euro dollars is trading, for example, at 10 basis points. This means that the investor who wants to borrow euros and place dollars will have to pay a rate on the euro of LIBOR plus 10 basis points. It's always the non-dollar leg that carries the spread.